this is my second time trying to make this video because I keep rambling. No, third time. Because I keep rambling and rambling and rambling. Because I can't stop and I just do it. I'm doing it right now. What do you call this? It's rambling and I'm doing it and I'm wasting time. Because I have stories to tell you. This is my first paranormal vlog and it feels like months. But I don't think it's literally been months. It's just in my head months. But in real life it's only been like a few weeks, I think. So I'm sorry that I haven't been doing paranormal vlogs like every week like I usually do. There's been a lot going on. I haven't really been around that much, and so I also haven't really been out that much to have that many paranormal experiences. I still haven't really, so this is really just going to be a vlog about stuff that's been happening in my house. I'm sorry that my hair is black and a mess, and you probably don't even recognize me. It's Stella. It's still me. And my hair is like gross right now. It's always gross. It's always gross. You guys are used to that. So anyway, I can't just assume that everybody who's watching this video has watched all my other videos. So I'm just gonna do like a brief recap of sort of the history of my house. This house was built in the 70s, and before that, for years and years and years, it was farming area. I have a lot of property. It's not still a farm, but it was before this house was magically appeared here, before somebody built this house on this property. It was a farm, and we strongly believe that somebody was murdered on the property and then buried where the basement now is, when it was still a farming area. And I know that sounds like a super interesting story, and it really is, but I'm not going to tell that one right now because that's just going to waste more and more time, like, about why we think that and the paranormal experiences we've had that have led us to believe that. I've talked about it in other videos. If you want me to make another one and elaborate on it more, then I will. I have no problem doing that for you guys. So anyway, oh yeah, so there's a spirit in the basement. We know that there is a spirit in the basement. There's most activity down there. Dogs, well, animals in general, and children pretty much completely refuse to go down there. It's because, or it seems to be because, children are a lot more sensitive. Children and animals are a lot more sensitive to the paranormal, so they probably feel it before anyone else does. And everybody is horrified of the basement. It's like Tate Langdon lives down there from American Horror Story. That's what it feels like. I mean, well, no, he's not that scary. It's like the baby lives down there. So there's always constantly stuff going on down there. I haven't even been down there in a while because I'm too creeped out. All the lights are out. Nobody wants to go down there and change the lights because it is so creepy, even to somebody who's been surrounded by the paranormal their entire lives. Like me and my mom and my sister, we are all so creeped out going down there, and we would just rather not, like, you know. The other two people that we know for a fact died here, there was a guy who died in the garage, which is now our gym. My mom is a personal fitness trainer, and we turned the garage into a gym because it was a huge garage. And then there was a woman who died in the bathtub in this bathroom right here, right next to my room that you can't see. She died in there. And they were the previous owners. There might have been more deaths like within the house before them, but I don't really know. So that would explain why it's so haunted. Oh my god. Do you guys want to know what just happened right now? Oh my god. So my cat's learned how to open the door. I don't know how, but it keeps tricking me. The door keeps opening, and cats are small. They're not people size, so it looks like the door is just swinging open by itself. So I just had a moment of terror. You guys just saw what happens. You were there. You were live. You saw it. You saw it happening live. What happens when I stuff happens. So anyway, there was that stuff. My heart is like... So that's the history. And, if you want to, you could watch my other videos and learn more about it. Not to be rude, it's just gonna take too long to recap everything that has ever happened in this house, because literally every single week, at least, sometimes every day, stuff happens. So I'm just going to talk about what's most recently happened. Sometimes there will be a sudden break in the paranormal activity, and there won't be so very much going on anymore, and we're just kind of like, is it gone for good? And we're like suspicious of, it's not gone forever. It's going to come back. And we know that now. It's like, there will just be a little break, and then all of a sudden, and it's always really intense when it comes back. So we haven't had that much activity for a while, and then all of a sudden, all this stuff just started happening again. I was cleaning the gym, and there's bells on the door so that you can hear when somebody comes in, which is usually what bells are there for. And I just heard really rapid jingling, not just like the wind blew it and it was just like, oh, I'm gonna softly jingle, and you can just happen to hear it, and it's nothing scary. It was like jingle, 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 like it was really rough, like somebody was just sitting there shaking the bells. So I ran over to the door, and I was just like wondering if there was somebody there, and there was nobody there. The bells came to a dead stop. And then so I went back to cleaning, and it happened again, and I kept looking, I kept thinking that somebody was trying to like come in, but I kept going outside and looking outside, and there was nobody out there either. There was nobody in sight. And trust me, if I'm not, I believe in ghosts, but I'm skeptical when I have a paranormal experience. I think about what else could it possibly be, and I really honestly I tried to recreate it some other way, and there was nothing that would have done that. Or we have no pets in the gym, or that ever come out in the gym. Everybody was asleep. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning because I put things off. My oldest sister, who has kind of like medium abilities, but she doesn't get paid to be a medium. She goes to places sometimes and gets messages or sees things, and she's been seeing a man in the gym a lot, and that happened not that long ago, and it turned out he was warning us to change the smoke alarm because there was going to be a fire started. He kept turning the power off so that a fire wouldn't start, and trying to get us to check on the smoke detector, and it was broken. And then in the house, I was in bed, sleeping, or not sleeping, I was just laying there, and it was dark. It was nighttime, and I just saw a big shadowy figure over by my closet. At first, my initial instinct wasn't, it's paranormal. My initial instinct was, oh, there's my shadow, or just something in my room casting a shadow. But it didn't really make any sense. There was no light to really cast the shadow. My room was like pitch black, and this shadow was super, super dark. Like it was so dark it stood out in the darkness, if that makes sense. It's weird. And so I was just staring at it for a minute, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. And I went out into the living room to go to sleep because I was creeped out. And laying on the couch, we always hear knocking at all hours